What's up, everyone? I'm Alex Epperson. I go by Oklahoma's Worst Angler. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor really quick. Think about hitting that subscribe button down there. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. If you don't like the video, I have one request. Tell me why. Tell me why so I can continue to improve these videos and improve the channel and keep it growing for you guys. I would appreciate it very much. Now, you didn't come to hear me talk about, oh, my channel is growing, help me out. No, you didn't come to hear that. You came to hear about my opinion on a couple of swimbait reels. A couple of underrated, bigger line capacity reels. Now, they may not all be swimbait reels to somebody. These could just be reels because somebody likes to have a higher line capacity, whatever it may be. I got them specifically for bigger baits, okay? I'm talking big rats, big swim baits. You know, I want a couple of reels and a couple of rods specifically for that. Now, these two reels, I've had them for a while, okay? I've had the Okuma, probably 6-7 months now, and I've had the A3 from 13 for probably about 5 or 6 months now. So I'm going to give you guys my review on these two reels. So let's jump into it. We're going to start off with the Okuma. Okay, the Okuma Komodo SS. The SS does not stand for Super Sport. It stands for stainless steel. The body is steel. Okay, it is all metal. The entire body is stainless steel gearings, ball bearings, everything about this thing. It's heavy, heavy duty, and it's meant to take a freaking beating. Okay, now this reel in particular, like I said, I've had it for like 6-7 months. It was the first dedicated swim bait reel that I got. Now, some features about this reel. It does have a clicker, okay? So, the only complaint I have with this clicker, when I am casting this thing, my thumb will slam, or the palm of my hand sometimes will slam forward on that, and then when I'm casting, all of a sudden I've got that, and it sounds like crap. It makes you think the gear is slamming down on it. That's not the case whatsoever. That's probably my main complaint about this reel is the clicker, which I know it has its place. For me, it does not, and for me, I hit it way too often, and I got the guys at the front of the boat whipping around wondering what the heck is going on. But I love this reel. It is extremely wide. If you look at the comparison between these two reels right here, it is much wider than the A3. Now, depth-wise, I would say they're about the same. They fit in the palm pretty well, but the Komodo is much wider. It's got a higher line capacity. So the reel itself is a 6:1 gear ratio. 10.9 ounces. It is almost an 11-ounce reel. Like I said, it's pretty heavy, okay? Now, the line retrieve, or the inches per retrieve, is 31 inches. 31 inches, so per revolution, you got 31 inches of line being retrieved in. Now, normally you would think that, on a 6 gear ratio, it's going to be it's a wider spool, it's a bigger spool, it's going to take in more line, okay? Now, that varies for some people that don't know, because there are some people that don't know, that varies on the depth of the line in the spool, too, okay? Keep that in mind. So 31 is kind of like a guideline, all right? Line capacity on this guy, 12-pound test is what, 250 yards? Now, me personally, I'm running 25-pound on this. Usually on this guy, I'm running PLine Cxx or PLine Tactical Fluorocarbon. I run 25-pound test on each of these reels, normally. Now, on the Komodo, I'm always running 25-pound on that. And 25 is a little less than 150 yards on this. So that's another reason why having a bigger line capacity, or a bigger line capacity reel, swim bait reel, whatever you want to call it, comes in very handy for those heavier baits and those heavier lines, because you're going to get about the same capacity as you would get from a normal bait caster when you're throwing 12 to 15 pound test on there. It is 7 ball bearings. As far as taking the side plate off, this is where it gets a little complicated. So you got a thumb screw right here. You have to unscrew that thumb screw, and this is where she gets a little finicky at times. It is a very tight reel, very, very tight reel. Okay, so you unscrew this thumb screw right here, you slide the plate up, and the plate comes off. Like I said, she gets a little finicky. Now, you'll see on this reel, all the gears are interlocked with the side plate. Okay, all the gears interlocked with the side plate. That is why you have to be extremely careful taking the side plate off and putting it back on. You've got 6-pin centrifugal braking system. 6 pins are adjustable. You can flip them out to turn them on, flip them in to turn them off. It is a great reel. I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for something kind of outside of the lines of your normal swim bait high capacity reels, say like your Daiwa Lexas, your Shimano Tranks, I'm not even going to talk about Abu. I'm not a big fan of Abu, however you want to call it Abu. I'm not a big fan of the Garcia lines with their swim bait reels or their high capacity reels. I love the Tranks. I've thrown the Tranks plenty of times. I've thrown the Lexus plenty of times. I love them, but I'm kind of outside the box kind of guy, so that's why I picked these guys up. And I've been extremely happy with this reel. Now, another nice thing about this reel in particular, nice in a sense, Backlash, not really. The worm gear, the level wind, moves as you're reeling. Now, not just that, but as the line is going out, so the spool is open, and this is going to move back and forth. I wish I had some line in there to really show you. So, the line, the worm gear, the line guide moves as you are casting. Now it's nice because it really keeps your spool even, but again, like I said, Backlash, it's a little tough to beat, okay? It's a little tough to, kind of work with. So, be very careful when you're casting this reel first off. Now let's jump into the A3, okay? So the A3, if you guys follow the reels, you follow iCast, you know that 13 is coming out with a brand new A3 II, okay? It's their second generation. They're coming out with the second generation, the Concept Z, the Concept C, the A's, A3, A2, or A3 II, you know what I'm saying. Now I put the power handle on this. I do like that a lot. It does come with a regular cork handle, whereas this is EVA foam on the Okuma. Kind of skimmed over that. But I put the power handle on the 13 A3. I like it quite a bit, okay? This is a little more low profile just because it is skinnier, but it is a deeper spool. Now that's kind of where you run into things on, your high capacity spools. Some are going to fit better in your palm and your hand castability, say compared to the super wide Okuma SS. The spool is much deeper on this. So the deeper you get into your spool, more line memory, it's a toss up as far as, what you want out of a reel. Now I've had this guy, like I said, for about 5 or 6 months now, and it's been great. A fantastic reel. It's a 6:3-to-1 gear ratio. Now, because it is a deeper spool and not a wider spool, the line retrieve on this is smaller than the Okuma, okay? Deeper spool, wider, more line per revolution, less line per revolution. This line per revolution, line in per crank is 28.8 inches. On this one right here, because like I said, it is a deeper spool. Line capacity on this, 12 pound, 240 yards. Now, that's going to, get less as you go up. It's about 150 to 140 yards, a 25 pound line, 25 pound test. You know what I'm saying. Now, the A3, what's really nice about this, and a lot of the 13 fishing reels, is the side plate is attached. It has a little lever right down here that you're going to push up, pops right off, and it's right there. And then you have access to your spool and your centrifugal braking system. This is another 6-pin. What they do with this though is they have the dial on there. The dial allows you to turn it and select your braking system on there. Now on this reel in particular, it boasts on the braid capacity 180 yards of 55 pound braid. Now, the reason I'm talking about braid is because I'm going to be putting braid on this. The braid I've been using lately is the Daiwa 8-strand J braid. I've liked it quite a bit. I've been using it on all of my frog rods, on my topwater rods, and it's been fantastic. If you haven't seen my PB video, I'm going to link it up here or over here, one or the other. But 9 pound, 11 ounce bass on a frog on this stuff right here. The braid has been great. I'm going to put braid on here specifically because I want to start throwing my bigger top waters on this reel and this rod right here. And we'll worry about rods later. Drag. drag capacity on these two. Now, 13, my only complaint with 13, I do believe that in some of their reels they overpromise on the drag, okay? They say 30-pound drag on this. Now, I've never been able to test that out, okay? But I have tested the drag on the Concept Z, and it says 22-pound drag. I don't think so. I mean, cranked all the way down, maybe so, but I like to have a little bit of play in the drag. This says 30-pound. Like I said, never been able to test it out, but I've never had issues with the drag slipping on this reel on fish that I've caught on this. Now the Okuma, 25-pound drag, that 100% I believe it is a heavier reel. It's all metal. I mean, it's a tank. This thing is a freaking tank. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna spool these two up. We're gonna put some new line on the Okuma. We're gonna put some new braid on the 13. We're gonna slap the Okuma on the Genesis iRod 2, large swim, and we're gonna put the 13 on the Defy Black, large swim, 7'9", 8-foot rod. Let's get out to the water and let's go throw these freaking reels and chuck some big freaking baits. I'll see you out there. Hola, compadres. Long time no see. It is the same day. We're gonna throw the 13 first. I did not get a full spool on here. Apparently the spool of braid that I picked, I'd already taken some off of. So let's chuck this rat along this grass line right here. I got it pretty tight right now. Pretty tight indeed, the reel itself. Just because that's a brand new spool of braid on there. And we'll want to make sure that it's settled in there pretty good. This rat's got some action to it. Oh dang, that looks good. Even dialed back pretty hard. This bait's gonna fly. About 4.5 ounces on the rat. So I like this reel. I can have it pretty tight to where backlashes are gonna be pretty minimal. I mean, I say that, but I can still check it a fair decent way, even with just a sidearm, little sidearm throw there. Get a little more oomph there. So the reel itself, very nice, very smooth casting. So those brakes are pretty turned up. Spool tension is it's pretty tight as well. But it's a smooth retrieve, smooth casting. I like it a lot. G-Rat's King Cannon. Big old bait. Alright. That's not good. Thunder? So it was going to be all north of here. Might be getting wet. So, 13 Concept A3. My take, my opinion, I like it. I think it's great. Another good thing about it is because the second generation is coming out, I think they're going to drop in price. So if you're looking for a large capacity reel, a swim bait reel, it's kind of off the beaten path, a little different from others, check it out. I definitely would recommend it. Now we're going to throw that Okuma. Alright, on the Okuma, got a big old 9-inch BD shad, floating BD shad. It will slang. It's got a good sound to it as well. I really do like this reel. I haven't thrown it in a long time, just because I had it on that Cast King rod, and Just wasn't a big fan of that Cast King rod, honestly. It was a little too soft. We put that PLine Cxx 25-pound test on here. It's got a full spool. And this thing it'll huck. It will freaking huck. Getting a lot more distance out of this thing. Now, the bait is quite a bit lighter than that rat, so I'm a little more comfortable with hucking this thing. Just not knowing that rat quite yet. I don't want to slang it. So, just kind of messing around a little bit. New spools. Reels are kind of tight. Got to get the line settled in there. Rain, rain, go away. Come on, don't do this to me. Not today. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I missed on these reels. I think I covered it pretty well. Like I said, I wanted to come out and chuck them around for a little bit for you guys, give you a little bit of action on them. Let you see how they sound, hear how they sound, you know what I'm saying. Hear how they sound. See how well they work. They are smooth. That was my hand hitting the clicker. And that is what I was talking about earlier. Palm just hits it perfectly and sends that clicker flying forward. That sounds horrible. Otherwise, the reel sounds great. And the rain's here. Alright guys, I'm gonna be done with this video. We're gonna move on to another video. We're gonna fish in the summer rain, throwing some top water. So, appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys for watching very much. Again, give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Hit that subscribe button for me. And, well, I'll catch you guys next time we're on the water.